Good morning, folks. I'm just gonna give a few minutes for folks to pull up as I get started this morning. This morning, I think I will be addressing a couple of things, but majorly this is just kind of a morning rant, and discussing different random topics. But you know, um, a lot of things have been changing recently in life in general, especially when it comes to things like YouTube and the spaces that we belong to. So, one of the spaces that I frequent, or the sectors or whatever you want to call it of YouTube, is obviously the B1. Another one that I frequent is the Black Manosphere. Now, call it what you want, and make sure you hit that like when you come in. The Black Manosphere is an amalgamation of things. Is it a bunch of He-Man woman-hating club dudes who didn't get the woman they want in high school, so they're a little regretting on that, and they're talking about that today? Yes. Is it also full of men who are willing to pioneer, put our neck out there, and do the things that need to do to make change? Yes. I think what the major issue, however, is we keep running into the Keisha topic being the biggest thing. And as I'm noticing, there's one major issue that I'm seeing from guys on both ends of the fence. Whether it be the MGTOW, save yourself, whatever guys, or if it's the mask guys, the men against the slander of Keisha, right? Well, either or, you guys are still slandering across each other. And at the end of the day, there's no results. And that's what we deem manhood on, right? See, on one end, you got, people like Art Nostal or Charles Faulkner or some of these other guys who, Keisha, 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 sound like Marsha from the Brady Bunch, right? And then on the other hand, you've got shows or gentlemen like, we'll be on the Black Brain Trust, or we'll be, on MOT's panel, and the discussion is about how lackluster these guys are, how terrible these guys are for complaining about Keisha, how useless it is for these guys to complain about Keisha. But what that sounds like is that we're Keisha complaining about them complaining about Keisha, or we're them complaining about Keisha, but now they're Keisha. So it's just this perpetual cycle of pass the buck blame. I don't want that. I want fucking solutions. And I think you guys want solutions as well. So it's going to be uncomfortable. Right? But I know brothers like Sheed, who watches this with me, who frequents a lot of these panels, especially because we are married men. Right? So it's going to take us going, but I don't care about Keisha. But I don't care about these guys who care about Keisha. I care about the issues that are going to move us forward. Let's address the issues that are germane to the topic. Oh, you see these guys? Yeah, these guys are something else. But these guys right here on this panel right now, we want to get to solutions. I don't care about those guys. And it needs to be said that blatantly. Why does it need to be said that blatantly on a guy's panel? To him? To everyone? Because that's how you get correction from a man. Yes, we are going to argue back and forth. That's why you see us arguing back and forth when we're debating or discussing things in the manosphere now. Bees flying around. Right? I'm having my morning smoke. Right? But these types of situations, as men, yes, there's going to be conflict. You're going to get raised voices. You're going to get dudes challenging each other's authority. But Here, where it's a controlled space where we know that this chaos is something that's coming to an organization, it's a good thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fellow, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall, returning the weapon tap on your head with a morning rant. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. Now, especially now, I'm real happy. My man Dr. Mark is in the building. Right, we're on elevation times. Right, we need to actually bring ourselves to a new level. So one of those things that I came up with was a solution for black men in terms of earnings potential. Because, see, black men, we do not have a rite of passage. And I've heard some silly Negroes talk about, oh, rites of passage is bullshit, da-da-da. Every other community has a rite of passage. Black men have no rites of passage. What do we have as rites of passage in the hood right now? Oh, I'm going to join a gang. I'm going to get down with the gang. That's our rite of passage. I'm going to go commit some crimes. I'm going to go have some sex. That's our rite of passage in black America. They have something called a bar mitzvah for Jewish boys as a rite of passage. Right? They have these spirit journeys where you're taking ayahuasca and shit if you're Mexican or if you're Indian of some sort. What we got for black men? I'm gonna join a gang. Stupid shit. Because it's not even like the gangs we join are doing anything large scale. Right? The gangs we join, yeah, man, I got enough money. Oh, yeah, we bringing in truckloads of cocaine. Yeah, bro, we getting all them bricks. Really? How come it's your hood? This is your neighborhood? Yeah. Okay, what business do you own on paper? What property do you own on paper? You mean none of the so the landlord, the lord of the land can kick your happy ass out at any time because you want a month-to-month lease. Right? But this is the nonsense. And then we talk about we're bosses. This my block. This my hood. They don't want to listen to me. They'll listen to some of these other knuckleheads out here because they look flashy. Dude showed me a bunch of bikes and shit because came home from jail. Cool, you got a bunch of bikes. What's that doing for you? Is that putting food in your son's mouth? No? So get the fuck out of my face with motorcycles. You can't afford that shit. Right? But it sounds nice. Look, I got all these bikes. When I came home from jail, my homeboys, they got me motorcycles. They got you fucking motorcycles when you came home from jail. You know what powerful men do when they come home from long stints like war? They get them homes. They get them resources, right? My cousin, she married a man who's a Sikh. That's those Indians with the turbans. His father, for their wedding gift, he bought them a house. So black men, we can't keep talking this I'm a boss shit and wanting this participation trophy shit. I got so many Negroes who think they doing something. I don't want to break their little hearts and tell them they not doing nothing. Oh, I got 3 businesses, my nigga. You have 3 entities that are disregarded. Yes, they happen to be filed as businesses because they're an LLC. But an LLC is literally just something called a disregarded entity. See, when you really get into business and really get into doing business and really how business operates, having an LLC is not anything to be proud of. What is it? 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. I got an LLC that's not going to be here in 5 years. So what needs to happen is, instead of us liking this quick flashy shit, we start to like real shit. And again, shout out to Dr. Mark flawless mentality for actually explaining to me how I can be me, and express myself in a manner that's real, um, and still be just as professional as I am, right? Dr. Mark cusses and stuff, and he was like this. He was like, see, here's what a lot of people's problem is. They're busy people pleasing. I can't remember. This was alive quite some time ago. He said people are too busy people pleasing. He said because people will get in front of God and they're talking all, oh, the hither, the thither, thou, thit, da, da. And he said God is sitting there looking at you like, the fuck is this? This ain't you. This ain't the Mark I know. This ain't the Alonzo I know. Because, see, people forget, right? Because we have this phrase, God is good all the time, God is good, right? So if you're talking to God, right, one-on-one, you're talking all the hither, the thither. And God is explaining to you that he don't understand who that is. Because, see, God's watching all the fucking time. So when you're normally talking like, fuck this, that, dip, 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 that's what God sees. So that's how God knows who you are. And that's what God knows you as. So when you go talk to God, God expects you to talk to him like you one of the homies. Because you one of the homies, right? Y'all supposed to have that relationship. He knows you. In and out. Up, down, left, right, A, B, start, contra code. So why would you then expect to go before God and talk all this hither to thither shit? God again is going to be like, who the fuck is this? The nigga that I know, he curses like a sailor. That, because remember, God is watching all the time. So God doesn't just see you on Sunday in your Sunday's best with you. That's for the pastor. That's for the pastor not to judge you. That's for Miss Jones, who's sitting row 3B, not to judge you. That ain't for God. God looking at you like you crazy because you come in here and talk about something hither. God like, man, nigga, you don't talk like that. I know the niggas that talk like the hither. And I talk the hither with them. But nigga, you ain't one of them niggas who talk the hither. You better talk to me like you talk to me. I'm God. I see you all the time. Period. You can't hide. So if you can't hide, then why hide it? So thank you, Dr. Mark, for allowing me to open that up. Because in my profession, I've gotten a lot of people, because I'm unorthodox, right? I'm not going to talk to people like the hither when it comes to this financial services, when it comes to this insurance stuff, especially my people. And I tell them, listen, the reason is because I got shot 5 fucking times. I'm not your average agent. I'm not your average guy out here. Because I have a why. My why is because I stared down the barrel of a 9 and took 5 fucking bullets in front of my mother. So now I have a passion to come teach my community about this shit. And guys are always like, oh, you're dropping those F-bombs, Alonzo. And I say, hey, listen, brother. Realistically, what's fucking worse? Me saying fuck, or the fucking conditions you're living in by not listening to this because you're offended by the word fuck? Are you more offended by the word fuck or the conditions that you're living in? Because I consistently see you doing things like marching for Black Lives Matter and shit. So apparently, the fucking conditions you live in are worse than me saying the fucking word fuck. So, again, I just cleaned it up. I understand, certain things, advertisement, you do want a larger reach. But I'm not going to change myself for anyone, right? People, oh, you should clean up your social media. They got you saying, like my principal, he asked me, if I could clean up my social media, because I use the N-word. I say nigga. He is a black person who's highly offended by that word. I am not. I prefer the other N word that ends with R and starts with N that white guys don't like to call you. It's not nigger, it's neighbor. Right? That's generally what they'd rather not call you. So you can call me nigger all you want, but you don't want to call me neighbor. And that's my concern. I want you to have to call me neighbor. See, now we get into those uncomfortable things, right? Again, black men, we got to stop with this defeatist attitude, right? I'm going to tell y'all somebody who I was watching the other day, who, man, I see he is a smart man. Love him or hate him, feel how you feel about him. Jesse Lee Peterson. He said something that made a whole lot of sense, right? He was talking to another black guy around the same age. He's in his 70s. And he says, he asked him the questions about, why he's pro-black, this, that, the third. He says, well, because of white supremacy. And so Jesse Lee Peterson asked him a question. He said, well, how long have you felt white men were superior to you? And he said, well, what are you talking about? I don't. And he said, well, then why are you talking about white supremacy? Obviously, if you believe in white supremacy, then you believe white men are superior to you. And he was like, no. And I said, that's the same thing I do. Because people are always like, oh, white supremacy, black dudes. You're basically laying down letting your balls be chopped off. I don't believe in white supremacy. See, a true supremacist, let me explain to you what a supremacist is, does, and wants. See, a true supremacist is going to want his opponent at their apex best, and or at least with an advantage over him. So if me or you are competing and I'm a supremacist, if let's say we're going and we're racing down the street, I want, as a supremacist, I want you to be at your absolute best health, absolute best performance, absolute peak, best health, least hungry, most ready to go. And I want you to have an advantage. So I'm going to give you a 20-yard head start. And as a supremacist, with this head start that I give you while you're at your apex best, when that gun goes off and I still run across the finish line substantially before you, that's how you see that I'm superior. Because it's proved in those actions. Now, American black man, look at the country that you're in, look at the achievements that you have, and look at what you've been given to do so. And God doesn't talk like that either. Man created the box that we put God in. Yeah, see? Dr. Mark had to actually put that. Where he was like, listen, man, you got to have your own discussion with God. And you have to talk to him. Like, it takes some time. And a lot of these spaces, and this is why I'm actually appreciative of the manosphere, if you will, because there are some things that we are able to do and expose each other to that are going to help us and grow us. Dr. Mark is a few years older than me, right? So I look up to him, right? As a man, you're always going to have someone that you look up to, right? In society, hundreds of years ago, maybe it was the chief of the tribe or the king of the people, right? Now there's other types of people you can look up to. Hey, this successful entrepreneur. Hey, this, whatever. Hey, this preacher. Hey, this, particular person in this field. Excuse me. And so that's one thing, black man, I want you to start letting go, is stop believing that other people are superior to you. You fell right into the trap. Oh, white supremacy, just like Jesse Lee Peterson asked. Well, then how long have you felt that white men were superior to you? What? Well, you are the one who said there's this white supremacy is holding you back. So you must feel like white men are superior to you. What's going on, Kay? Well, what do you mean? Well, you keep blaming white supremacy, right? Yes. So then that means that you feel some white guy is superior to you, and he's putting his knee on your neck. Right? Otherwise, There isn't. Now, are there some things that, yes, we understand there are some systems in place that make things difficult. But I did some personal thinking the other day, you know, because a lot of black sectors, black men will say dumb shit like, well, if you're a white heterosexual male in America and you're broke, then you're a super failure because everything is put in place for you to succeed. And I had to look at that. And if you look at that, that's actually idiotic and a little bit redundant. He said, the white man has not stopped me once. Listen, man. Yes, there are systems in place. But the thing about it is this, right? When this guy keeps saying white supremacy and people keep saying white supremacy, what do they say? Oh, well, what's white supremacy? Well, it's this system. So if it's a system, then it can't be specific for one being, right? If it's for heterosexual white males, then literally it has to be the system literally for heterosexual white males. But then that wouldn't be a system, that would be the heterosexual white male thon, right? The system is indiscriminate. That's why it's a system, right? A system doesn't care if you're black, white, orange, pink, or purple. It's a system. Right? So then they got, oh, systemic racism. Well, can't really happen because it's a system. Now, yes, I understand what you're saying. Oh, the system was set up so that guys would look like this. Nah, 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 nah. Meh, cry me a river. Because realistically, and I think the reason I talk about this, because people hate on like guys like Nick Fuentes, right? Now, yes, Nick Fuentes is a quote unquote, he doesn't believe in race mixing and all that stuff, whatever. Doesn't like people that look like me particularly at all. Doesn't matter. He said something that made a whole lot of sense the other day in regards to somebody who does like look like me, which is Kanye, right? Because he's pragmatic. He was like, yeah, nah, Kanye is fucking amazing. He explained, listen, you need people like me, like artists. Perfect time and salute. What's going on, brother? He said, you need people like me who are artists to buck the system. I buck the system, and then the arrows get shot at me, and then we have a fucking national conversation about it, and it moves the needle forward. So, I'm all for it. Like, a bunch of dudes were mad at, like, what's the girl, Pearly Things, for bringing on Nick Fuentes. Man, listen. In order for shit to really change, you have to understand all sides. So, we, especially black folks, we look like fucking idiots because we don't listen to anybody who has a dissenting opinion. Well, this is why shit like the contract for Black America with Ice Cube couldn't get done. Why? Because we wanted to be in our feelings and not realize that 80% of what he had in that proposal had already been done or was already worked on. And the other 20% was likely some shit that we weren't going to get. Why? Because again, we don't have enough dollars behind our political action committees. And then it makes it even worse because we have spaces like this in the black manosphere and YouTube where we have all these black guys running around, oh, we want this power politically, da 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 da. But we can't even raise a couple $100,000 for a mini pack. So who the fuck is gonna take that serious? If I were to go ask some of the business owners in this area right now, hey, listen, I want to go for a revolution. Okay, cool, sir. Hey, what's your name? Oh, my name is Cheesy Bread. They're gonna laugh me out of the fucking arena, right? Fidel Castro didn't go for a revolution and be like, hey, viva revolution, my name is Cheesy Bread. So why, as black man at 40 years old, do I have to run around being upset you called me my government name? Hey man, nah man, my name is fucking Diamond Chocolate. And then you wonder why we have knees put on our neck. Literally and figuratively. You put yourself in that position. We're in our 40s and 50s worrying about ironing a fucking t-shirt? That's kind of ridiculous. It's a fucking t-shirt. You don't need to. That's why you're wearing a t-shirt. Because you're not ironing it and you're not trying to look presentable at all. It's t-shirt and jeans. But we as grown men in our community, hey man, that t-shirt and jeans looks fly. This is why our youth have nothing to look up to. Right? But of course, when I point that out, I'm a sellout. And if a white guy points that out, he's racist. Right? That's what happens, right? If I go ask some random white guy, hey, listen, all that shit I just said about cheesy bread, would you take a guy named Cheesy Bread serious? Hell no. No, he's got to be racist. He won't take cheesy bread serious. He's totally racist. See, it's people like you who won't take a guy named Cheesy Bread serious that make our country what it is. What? So, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, guys, I'm ranting and I'm venting because I don't know. Stuff just kind of got me frustrated. Why do we look to our entertainers to be leaders? How come there's no black men of note that we can listen to? Why we gotta listen to fucking Ja Rule? They said they buy cheesy bread though. Yeah, they'll buy cheesy bread like a motherfucker. I'll buy cheesy bread too. But I'm not taking my fucking political cues from a guy named Cheesy Bread. Right? That's kind of ass backwards. Right? Cheesy bread is great when it comes to looking like something. Hey, fashion, cheesy bread all the way. I'll go wear cheesy bread's fashion. But, What's up, boss? But, it's like crazy. And then also, we do need shit to look up to, right? Like I said, if I'm shit, even today is different in terms of dress from back in the day. 20 years ago, when I was in my 20s, guys who were 45 and 50 and up, they dressed a certain way. So they dressed differently than the 22-year-old, right? Today, if I walk to certain places, walking down the street, and I see some kid who's 22 and some guy who's 55, in my community, they are dressed exactly the same. So there's no, distinction. I can't tell who's who, what's what. Right? So, and I don't mean that other communities don't dress similarly too, but in terms of what's valued, there's levels to it, right? Like I said, I went and got fucking a Robert Graham blazer from Bloomies on sale for $450, and these niggas don't even know what the fuck that is. Meanwhile, I came through with a pair of fucking Jordans, some Levi jeans, and a blue t-shirt with fucking Michael Jordan pressed onto it. And dudes who are 40 and 50 are going fucking insane. Oh my god, that outfit is crazy. Oh my god. What? Dude, it's a fucking t-shirt like I'm wearing right now. And some jeans like I'm wearing right now. And some cheap ass sneakers that were overpriced because they have a logo of a guy jumping on them like I'm wearing right now. Meanwhile, the blazer that's meant to show, hey, I'm here to do business. This is tailored to fit me. First of all, let's just talk about price, not value, but price of the items. The Jordan sneakers, the jeans, and the t-shirt all together, $200. $250. The blazer itself on sale from Bloomies, $450. What's going on, brother? Same old stuff, different day. Alright, how you doing, sis?
Nice day, bro.
Alright. So, it's frustrating. Right? Like I said, there's nothing wrong with kicking around in t-shirt and jeans, but if we want to be taken seriously when we go to certain things, let's look a certain way. And just as a certain age, let's give the young men something to look forward to. So they don't think, hey, I made it. I'm on the same level as this guy who's put in 30 years worth of work. Yes, Dr. Mark, let's start a rite of passage because that's something we don't have as our community. Like I said, for black folks, unfortunately, for black men, we don't have a rite of passage. So we've created our own. And unfortunately, it's bullshit. Right? What does it become? Gang, gang! Gang, gang! Throw it up! Hey, blood! Hey, cuz! Gang, gang! Right? And then what does it turn into? This my block! This my hood! Oh, really? Oh, what are you doing all this drug dealing for? So I can pay the rent. Well, then how the fuck is that your block or your hood? You mean you don't own a business in the location? You don't have any mortgage properties in the? No. Okay. And do you have a community garden? No. Okay. So let's see. What makes this your hood? Cause I live here. I mean, I understand taking pride in your surroundings. It's a great thing, but at least when the mob did it, right? Like they went and extorted the businesses for protection. They didn't just stand in front of the corner store and say, "Yo, Aki, yo, Aki, yo, Aki, let me get credit on a Lucy. Let me get a beef patty with cheese, Aki." And then let them disrespect the fuck out of your women. You act like these niggas don't be saying the wildest shit to you. And then the worst retort you come back to them with is you call them sand niggas. Meanwhile, there's a sand nigga around the corner who's 22 years old who owns a fucking business that your black ass go to every day to get a Lucy. That I'm going to go to right now to get a Lucy. Right? So I told you I'm different than these other folks, guys. I walk it and I talk it. Good morning, Malika. You know? So, Malika, don't worry, you're never late. If I'm live and you come in, it's perfect timing. Whatever you guys tune in, it's perfect timing. Never apologize for showing up. Be you and who you are at all times, right? Fuck the world if they can't adjust. Yeah, but at any rate, uh, it's annoying to see because I'm having these discussions with dudes. Like, a dude really fucking has nerve. Oh, I'm doing better than you financially. Okay, but you're talking like you want niggas to have a participation trophy. We don't get participation trophies, dude. Work is hard, right? You want to know the reason why you think you got to work 5 times as hard as Todd? Because you do. 5.0, 5.0, 5.0. Let them know, perfect 5.0. Right? But the reason you feel like you got to work 5 times as hard as Todd, the white boy, is because you do. Because your network fucked that up for you. What do I mean? The older black dude. I'll give you a prime example, right? I'm in financial services. My mother-in-law in 2020 retires from fucking Morgan Stanley. I'm like, hey, ma, can you introduce me to some of the black advisors and help me out? Oh, yeah, but most of those guys are retiring. Great! Then they can, instead of hoarding their book of business, pass some on to my fucking ass. So I'm not out here struggling to take care of your daughter. But no, these guys, oh, well, I grind it up for myself. Do you think the white guys are not passing their book of business down? Right? My uncle Dave Cole, well, my adopted brother's uncle, Dave Cole, who's part of the reason I got into my field. Yeah, he's not passing his book of business down to me. You know why? I remember when I called him. Hey, Dave, I'm getting into financial services. It's hard. You got any tips? Hey, Alonzo, check it out. I'm a white guy from money who knows people, and it was hard for me. You're a black kid from the hood who doesn't have any money and doesn't know anybody. Good luck, click. Well, I've done strived on Wall Street for the last fucking 15 years, but y'all niggas wouldn't even know that because you don't even try to listen. Right? I said, fuck it. I don't have a driver's license. Niggas clowning. We think you broke. Next thing you know, oh, I got a driver's license. Next thing I know, turn around. Damn, son, you came through in the Benz? Yes, nigga, because I know how to do this shit. I've been telling y'all niggas the only reason I'm not rich is because y'all niggas don't fuck with it. It's like me being a trap nigga. You know those niggas who talk all that shit in our music? Because apparently in our music, all we do is sell cocaine and fuck bitches, right? So all the fucking kilos that y'all niggas sell, you should understand. I just made $30,000 in one transaction last year, and I got a nigga who's 48 years old who asked me for $75 to buy a half an 8 ball of cocaine, but won't come sell insurance with me. What the fuck? And now you wonder why black men don't get taken serious. Shit. So yes, I'm mad because that makes life harder for me. Just like he said, hey, I'm a white guy for money and it was hard for me. Well, this is the reason that it's harder for us. Because now, the black men that I've recruited under my agency, shit, I hope some of my agents who are working see this, right? I got 4 agents who are black women who work with me and 4 agents who are black men who work with me. The black men, oh yeah, they stroke the fuck out of my ego. Yeah, I'm gonna jack you off all kinds of ways and 6 ways from Sunday, guy. I'm gonna do the walk 3,000, right? This is what they said, right? Oh, we're gonna come join your team. We're gonna be the insurance gurus. We're gonna come and da da da, right? Like Eugene Mitchell had the $50 billion initiative, infused $50 billion of capital in the black community. Instead of fucking asking for reparations, let's go make them. Oops, but y'all don't really want to do that because the solution's right there. Something as simple as life insurance, but it don't sound sexy. Don't sound like, hey, I got a money market account. You mean an account that grows at maybe 1% annual percentage yield? Meanwhile, an index universal life grows at a mind-boggling average of a 5.7% monthly compound interest rate. Yeah, but I want investments. Oh, you want an investment? Okay. So let me put 2 products to you. There's a product where when you put your money in, it immediately multiplies from day one. Your principal is guaranteed to grow and never be lost. Uh, it can provide you a tax-free retirement income, and it grows tax deferred. And if you stop contributing, it continues to pay. Or, or there's this product where you can put your money into, you can lose all of your principal, it's highly speculative, you might get a great return. The average 20-year return on investment is 10%. Oh, and you can lose. The first one, there's no possibility of loss. Oh, I want the first one. Get this life insurance. I want to think about it because the investment sounds sexy. Shit's ridiculous. Auditing, what's going on, auditing with Ade? See, but this is what we got. Brothers like myself, brothers like you auditing with Ade. His brother is a full-fledged CPA. Hell yeah, I'm bragging about you, cuz. You're a certified public accountant, right? It's things like, salute, brother. It's things like, if I'm going to have to give you a wrench. I don't know if I can do it here, but, there's moderator. Yeah, I can do it here. I'll need you to put your channel in the information, Ade, so that us as black men can create a fucking network, right? So that life can become easier for the next generation, right? So that we can pool our resources together, right? If we really want to build a nation, let's build a fucking nation, fellas. But see, the difficulty is that a lot of us want to end up talking about it and not being about it. There was a young lady, I think her name is Princella the Queen Maker. Hey, Queen, how's it going? Yeah, there's a young lady by the name of Princella the Queen Maker. Now, initially, she was completely against men. I don't know if she's pro-black. But a lot of these YouTube people and stuff that I've been seeing that are black are generally focused on uh, black issues, which kind of makes sense. Um, but she was basically like, a lot of the men are a fucking lost cause. So that goes back to what I was explaining. So I have 4 black men who are agents and 4 black women who are agents. The black men don't show up to any of the meetings. When I call, they don't return my phone calls. When we started the contract, oh man, listen, I need the most superior, robust contract of commission, highest percentage of commission, because I got these relationships over here and I'm making commissions and blah 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 blah. Fighting. Hey, listen, all you got to do is make 24K in commission, and then that triggers the bonus for 3 years of 24K a year. One of them, it's been 2 years, he hasn't placed a piece of business. The rest of them, again, they don't return my phone calls. They don't set appointments. I've brought them on my appointments, but they're not getting any of that commission. They're just learning how to run an appointment. All sorts of shit. The 4 black women who work with me show up to every meeting. All this shit. Now here's what's funny, right? Because here's the litany of issues that I'm getting. So, like, for example, one of the black women that works with me is a mother of 6. She lives in California. She lives 2 hours driving distance away from Los Angeles, California, which is where all 6 of her children and husband happen to work at Amazon. And she's the only woman with a driver's license. And yet and still, somehow, while managing the schedule of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, 9 people, because she's also a full-time caregiver to her aunt who lives in LA, which is why I guess she drives to LA every day. So full-time care of 9 people's schedules. Now, no, she's not making a shit ton of money in insurance sales, but she's not completely focused on it. Remind you, I just told you she has 9 other people she's concerned with. But yet she still makes all the meetings. Because they're via fucking Zoom. You can literally roll out of bed, not even turn on the camera, and just be on a Zoom. Right? You can literally fucking I'm sitting outside talking to you guys right now. Right? Like I said, I gotta get my black ass up to go to the corner store to get that fucking cancer stick, or maybe I'll go roll me another J. Right? But, and I gotta go wash my car. So, these are things that are frustrating. Why is it that she's able to do all this? Now, like I said, she's not making a shit ton of money. But the guy, he's 33 years old, single, lives with his mother. I'm about to get to work, but I wanted to promote my side hustle. You guys check out my Etsy page. Yeah, check out her Etsy page. She does these cool 3D orders of origami. Fire. She said, "Why are you smoking? Where's your sucker?" I know, I bought some, but I left them in the house. I was smoking weed, Malika. And weed leads to wanting cigarettes. It's just an oral fixation, to be honest. Right? But, see, people keeping me accountable. This is what it's about, right? Because she's not only a client, well, not only a subscriber, but she's also a client, as many of you are. So the excuses this guy gave me, I have a full-time job, so it's hard for me to focus on insurance sales. Bro, you work at an accounting firm, right? Now, here's what's fucking hilarious, right? Because the guy gives me this excuse. I work in an accounting firm full-time, so it's difficult for me to focus on insurance sales. Really? What's going on, Greg? All right. So again, I work a full-time job in accounting, so it's hard for me to focus on insurance sales. Salam alaikum. Okay. What's up, brother? So, but then he turns around and tells me, well, yeah, so I was looking at one of these guys, PII, which is personal identifier. Basically, he was looking over a client's tax return. He was like, yo, this guy how's it going, brother? Uh, like $200,000 into a life insurance policy. I'm trying to get to that level. But you just told me about all these fucking excuses. I told you you have built-in leads. Why aren't you talking to the people that you're auditing, right? And even if you don't know what to do, I know what to do. So you set the appointment. Hey, Mr. Jones, listen, I want to go over some tax strategies with you. I know it's a conflict of interest right now, but hey, let's talk tonight at 8. I'm gonna have my colleague there with me, and we're gonna go through ABC XYZ. Right? Prime example, like I said earlier. I just made $30,000 off of one transaction last month. Let me see if I can share. Oh, I didn't know I could share. What's going on, brother? Okay, I want to see what I can do here. Well, I don't know how to share the screen, but I was going to show you guys the fucking pay stub. Right? So, when we got shit like that going, and, I'm like, yo, I need some help. If I would have had a fucking brick of cocaine, this nigga would have ran through. What's going on, brother? This nigga would have definitely tried to help me. Oh, yeah, we could move that. It's the fucking easiest job in the world. A drug dealer is an easier job than a fucking prostitute. You don't have to really do any convincing. If somebody wants to get fucking high, they're gonna go get high. All you have to do is let them know you have it available for them. How fucking difficult is that? I'm a hustler, son. I'm a hustler. I let people know I have exactly what they want. That's so difficult. Try selling real estate, where you can tell people you have exactly what they want, but they don't actually have the money. They're just wasting your time because, oh, I want to buy a house one day. Try selling them life insurance, where they don't tell you they actually have fucking cancer 12 years ago. Nah, I'm totally healthy. The question asks, have you ever had da-da-da-da-da? Nah. Then they look at your health record. Nigga, you're asking us for $1 million in the event that you die and you can't tell us you had cancer declined. But then we say dumb nigga shit like, I want generational wealth. Real estate is the fastest way to generational wealth. Let's go to Google. Google, how long is a generation? Between 20 and 30 years. Let's look at the low end, 20 years. Google, how much is the annual household income of Americans? $50,000. So, $50,000 times one generation is $1 million. 50,000 times 20 equals 1 million. Your house may appreciate to that. But let me explain something to Americans, you stupid motherfuckers who don't understand how things work. Yes, generational wealth can be attained through ownership of real estate, as long as it's owned freely and clearly, which most properties aren't, because there's this thing called a mortgage, payment till death, that you end up having, and most people refinance within 7 to 10 years of first purchasing. So they restart a 30-year commitment, and now you have a mortgage that's a 40-year commitment. Other countries don't have mortgages like that, by the way. You gotta put 50% down, and I think you get a maximum of like 5 years to come up with the rest. They don't play that shit. They're like, what? No, yeah, you want to buy this house? Okay, buy the house. We'll give you a little bit of time, but 30 years? Get the fuck out of here. That's renting to own. Right? And you substantially overpay for it, right? because people don't even look at their amortization schedules, right? But you substantially overpay for your property when you buy a house, right? So you get a loan of $250,000 and you get 30 years to pay it off at some astronomical interest rate. When you begin paying, the interest rate is whatever it is, but you're paying the interest up front. So for like the first 20 years, you don't even touch the principal. So that means that generally if you bought or if you were loaned $250,000 for the house. So that's what the house was paid for was $250,000. What you over the course of that 30 years will end up paying is closer to $600,000. Right? But, the wool's been pulled over your eyes. So, hey, it is what it is, right? You can only control what you can control. You can't control what you can't. Promissory notes? Yeah, promissory notes are... Well, what do you mean about promissory? You mean like private? Most people can't afford a promissory note from a financial institution. So that's not even, uh, unless you're talking about debts like bonds and things like that. But like person-to-person promissory notes, ridiculous. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Can you elaborate on your question a little more, Star? Or you mean like actual investment promissory notes? Good morning. Yeah. Mm. So, again, though, brothers, we gotta, I don't know, something gotta give. Right? Because everything is a contract. Yeah, everything is a contract, bro. That's... Even marriage is a contract. Shit. But what's worse is life is a contract, right? Because when a person dies, you have to file their death certificate and there are a final tax return. Right? There's death taxes too. You gotta pay taxes for dying. So yeah, there's literally something. Go to Google if you don't believe me, because obviously everybody, I'm gonna go to Google because encyclopedia. Yes, your years of experience pales in comparison to my 10-second Google search. If Google says it, it must be true. Yep, just like Google said, COVID and what else did Google say? Google said some shit. What's up, younger? Uh, Google said a lot of yeah, Google said a lot of shit. So, I don't know. She said listening from the car won't be typing much. Malika, that's fine. As long as you're here listening, I appreciate the support. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So, again, man, damn, I've been going for almost an hour. I literally was just gonna smoke a J and do this with y'all. I think what I'm gonna do is now I'm gonna roll another one and have 2 morning J's. I should go get a bottle of coconut water though. That's what I may do. Oh, I think he has some pomegranate aloe vera water. Morning. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. So the brothers that work up under me, man, it's a fucking disappointment. And then it's excuse after excuse after excuse. And then they're like, yo, man, I got to do something else. I ain't making no money. Well, no, nigga, you're not making any money because you're not putting in the attempt. But had I had a brick of cocaine, you'd have been down to come break it down with me. That's fucking terrible. Or, again, according to our entertainment, shit, not even just the music, but look at all the TV shows. All the TV shows, all they ever have is a black guy who, oh, I made it from the hood. I made it from selling drugs, and now I've cleaned it up. We just the leftover mafia story, the leftover mafia from the '80s story. 40 years later, we're finally refining that shit, right? I guess, yeah, we were behind the eight ball, right? Juneteenth, we found out we weren't slaves 100 years later, so, you know, 40 years late for coming up on conglomerates. I guess we're right on track, huh? Well, you know what then? Kudos to you, black man. We're right on pace. Yeah, right? We're about 40 years behind. Well, about 100 years behind, right? Because in the 1920s, Chicago was gangland killings with Al Capone and them and Tommy guns, and in the 2020s is gangland killings in Chicago or Chirac and drill, and it's, oh my God, it's the worst it's ever been in the world. Wait, these motherfuckers were running around with Tommy guns, which is fully automatic, fully 45 caliber guns. With drums. So these were like 75 round drums. So these guys were eviscerating neighborhoods, literally. Yet today, it's the worst in the world because, you know, the black kids are doing it. Right? And unfortunately, a lot of us have fallen into that pit of thinking that. Again, we look at things like, and this is why I say we have to stop glorifying it in our music and stuff, because it's glorifying it as if we are the best or the top product or producer of things like gangland violence, criminality, and drug deals. If you look at drug dealing, there is no black distribution channel. There's no black cartel. You got a bunch of niggas in different pockets in different cities selling some drugs to some motherfucking dope fiends in the area. There's no motherfucking black connection nationally. Oh, throw it up, blood, throw it up, cuz, gang, gang, 5th Street. We from 55th, cuz. Nobody gives a fuck about 55th. Right? Right? You guys probably have never heard of the Yakuza Benz, right? It's a 1990s Mercedes-Benz S73 that was specifically made by Mercedes-Benz for Japanese gangsters. But y'all niggas just gang gang. Gang gang. Fucking clowns. Right? Gang gang. You look like fucking clowns. Right? Let's look at, right? Not just the Japanese Yakuza, which is an entire criminal organization. Let's look at the Chinese Triad, another criminal organization. Right? But we got gang gang. Throw it up. I'm under the impression there are people that look like us that are working against us. Unfortunately, everybody's working against everyone. It's the system. We've just fallen into it. Again, the system is indiscriminate. Right? So, let's continue. So, distribution channel. The last black distribution channel was Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, and actually BMF. But since that, it hasn't been. So, what's going on, brothers? All right. So I saw prime example, men dressed like men, right? See, they have jeans and t-shirts on
Hey
too, but
guys,
it's like
how you doing?
grown
Oh,
men,
good. What's going on? You got anything going on?
right? So the the Chinese triad, the Japanese yakuza, right? So now let's look at gang gang, right? But now let's look at, obviously we have the Jewish mafia here in America, right? The Cambodians, right? Obviously the Russian mafia, and the Italian mafia we're very familiar with. But now let's look at gang gang in the streets. Because I remember I was watching something, it may have been the Solar Vision Debate League, and they were talking about what's the biggest gang in America. And this Negro had the fucking nerve to say that Crips was the biggest gang in America. I was like, my nigga, if you gonna see, and this is the problem too, because as black people, right? If we're gonna get into the gangs, then know all of the gangs, right? You gotta know who's who. Like one of the largest gangs in America would be the Outlaws or the Mongols. Do you know what the Outlaws or the Mongols are? Those aren't those niggas across the street. Gang, gang, gang. There are many gangs on all levels, but you should know who they are. I just mentioned a bunch. I just mentioned the Triad, the Yakuza, the fucking Cambodians, and then I just fucking mentioned the Hells Angels and the fucking Mongols. Didn't I? Now let's talk about the gangster disciples, the maniac Latin disciples. The Latin Kings, the Crips, the Bloods, the Vice Lords, and the GDs. Right? But those are low level niggas. Do you know what the calling card of the Hells Angels is? It's a ball peen hammer. But you niggas wouldn't know that because gang gang. Do you know where you get most of your guns and drugs from? Hell's Angels. But Hell's Angels will not fuck with niggers. Remember, that's not the N-word that a white dude don't want to call you. The N-word a white dude don't want to call you is not nigger, it's neighbor. So fucking remember that. Right? The N-word, which one? Neighbor? Nostradamus? Narcissism? Narcolepsy? Necromancy. See? But see, I just mentioned Star Platinum, a whole bunch of them on a bunch of levels. Now, there's some that I didn't mention because, again, I was talking about us controlling criminality. So now, let's look at those criminal gangs. Because I just mentioned a bunch of them, right? I mentioned, what's going on, Chief? I mentioned all your Crips and your Bloods and your... Then I mentioned actual gangs like the Mongols, the Hells Angels, the Outlaws, right? Now, let's look at something that's also on a large level. MS-13. But that's not the only Mexican gang. See, most of y'all might know MS-13 and Sureños and think they're all the same thing. But if you was actually banging and actually studied the shit that you get into like I did, then what's going on, Chief? Dominicans and Trinitarios. Right? We can go there on all levels. Because if you're going to be involved in it, you need to know who's friend, foe, ally, or otherwise. Right? So, now, you're looking at not just MS-13 or Sureños. And then La M. Even though they're all basically under the same umbrella as Mexican Mafia, they're not. MS-13, Mana Salvatrucha, is a little bit different than La M, the Black Hand of Death. Oh, because there's bunches of gangs in prison, too. Tango Blast in Texas, right? A bunch of shit. Because, see, when you go to prison, it's about your race. That's how you get separated. Right? But y'all really wouldn't know that because y'all just go to county jail all the time. Y'all aren't really gangsters. You go to county jail for bullshit charges. You guys don't go to prison like real gangsters. Right? The ones who you don't think would be there. Like this guy. The ones who you try to test who will fucking take your life with his bare hands. But he'd prefer not to. No matter how much working out calisthenics, there's certain points of your body, you get touched, you're dead. But so now, let's not just look at 13, right? That's Serranos. But then let's look at NF14, Norteños. Most niggas don't even know those exist. Let's look at the largest gang in America, which it ain't the Crips, it ain't the Bloods, it ain't even MS-13. It's 18th Street Gang. And they actually war with MS-13. Who would have thunk it? Right? But see, like you said, there's gangs on all levels. Apparently, I've been through some of these ranks to even know what the fuck some of these shits exist. Because all these dumbass niggas who think they got pressure or think they got movement ain't got the movement they think they got in none of these fucking hoods. Right? The only way you know about it is if you know, you know. Right? Well, obviously, I know. But I'm talking with these bullshit ass niggas. And I'm talking on a personal level in the streets that I'm in right now. To anybody listening. Catching a bird's eye view. Your biggest nigga out here couldn't match me on his best day. Why? Because I know what I know. I move how I move. Hell's Angels wouldn't work with a lot of y'all niggas. Because they don't like niggas. It's actually part of the reason shits like the Crips and the Bloods got created. You niggas would never know that. Because it's all about gang gang, huh? 5th Street, 2nd Street. I'm a 3rd Street terror, huh? This is my hood, huh? Right? That's what it's about, right? Shameful. Maybe if we put some more shame on us, we'll change some things. Right? Maybe if we put some more shame on us, we'll enhance our shit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if there's some more shame, right where they're at, they can be how they are. You know what I'm saying? Everything is reciprocal. So life is life. But realistically, we're not building each other. We're not being a resource for each other. So, shit's ridiculous. But I need to go get this cigarette, right? That I was gonna go get. But your biggest nigga out here again is gonna be who he is. Don't talk shit to niggas. Again, on a personal level, for anybody watching, people who just pass by. But again, I'm direct. I'm not gonna play kid games. So, it is what it is. I'll wait. But yeah, there are gangs on so many levels. But 18th Street is the one who left it out there for us. How don't we know about all this shit? 18th Street is the largest one. That's the one with the distribution channels. So why are we wasting money on dope, coke, crack, smack? Like I said, in one transaction I made what a lot of niggas make in a year. But y'all won't work with a nigga on that. Right? But then I gotta turn around and just go slap 25 grand down on the Benz for niggas to wanna fucking pay attention. But now that would leave me with less assets. Right? Leave me in a worse position than I started. Right? Damn fucking bees. What up, guys? So, leave us in a worse position than I started. Right?
What up, Kyle?
Same shit. So, it I don't know. It's crazy. She, what it do? Go get my cigarette. Right? For real. Star P. Oh yeah. But nah, shit, I'm just ranting. Like I said, this shit is ridiculous, man. We in positions to not really elevate ourselves, man. We fucking stuck. Why are we fucking stuck? Because again, we can't pass some shit down. We can't come together as a collective. You know, I always use 2017. Well, I got the munchies. With 31,000 Sikh men entered mindset, the industry simultaneously. 31,000. So if 31,000 men entered an industry simultaneously, it kind of make more sense. Right? But again, them 31,000 guys who entered the industry simultaneously, I bet you very few of them was like, don't call me by my government, call me cheesy bread. Right? Unless they're like a performing artist. Right? Like, okay, Ice Cube wants you to call him Ice Cube. Okay. But let's look at niggas with real money. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. See, he doesn't let you call him 50 Cent no more. He has you call him Curtis Jackson. Then you can hit him with the 50 Cent. Right? But you gotta start as Curtis Jackson. So if you starting as Curtis Jackson, because that's the name that goes on the check, right? Curtis Jackson. So then where we at with it? Alright? Fuck. Let me go get this cigarette. Go get me a looski, and then I'm going to roll up. Oh. So, boss, you need a light?
No, I got it. Thank you, though.
Done. From what I gather, other people don't do business in their government names. They do them in the names of the business. What's up, Chief? Chillin', chillin'. I'm gonna get with you one of these days, man, on some of that.
You know that.
So, you know, and shit. I don't know, it just happens. Eh, there's, I don't know, situations arise that hopefully you're able to maximize, or not. But yeah, a lot of other people don't do business in their government name, but that's fine if that's the way you're doing business. But being on the street, me calling you, hey, Johnny 5000. What are you doing that you need to be called Johnny 5000? Do you have a brand of something that you're selling? Since it seems the most lucrative strategy. Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about, Star Platinum. I'm not talking about, hey, I'm talking about niggas, bro, who are walking around talking about, hey, my name is Johnny 5000. The fuck am I calling you Johnny 5000 for? You're a 42-year-old man. 42-year-old man, and you work at the fucking Walmart. Why the fuck am I calling you Johnny 5000? Right? You see what I'm saying? How's it going? Right? So, why the fuck would I be calling you Johnny 5000 when you're a 42-year-old man who works at Walmart? I need to call you Johnny 5000. Yeah, you see what I'm saying, Star? I'm not talking about in terms of an organization name. Nah, I got you on that. Oh, by the way, I didn't show y'all my new shit, right? I showed y'all, well, I took a video of it, but that's my new Coach keychain. And I remember the wallet, so I had to change my wallet. So that's my wallet. So I just had to switch out. Oh, this nigga done left. Okay, you left the sign up. Salam alaikum. You left the sign up. That's okay. Okay, I need a favor. Give me one Bluntville and one cigarette. And give me a Marlboro. No? Come on, man. Give me a Marlboro. Yes. I don't want a Newport. Give me a Marlboro, Aki. Come on, Aki. What are you doing? You don't want the fucking Newport? Check out.
Come on.
Come on. Ah, fuck it. I don't. Check him. All right, I'll be back later. Assalamualaikum. All right. So, I know I need to get me good God. She's got a body on her. Um, I guess I need to rename myself T5000, like the term. Yes, you do. Don't worry. You know what? I'm just gonna hold this in my mouth for now. I'm not gonna light it, cause I think I might get me some weed, which is even better to have. Everybody's got a vice, right? She says, I guess I named myself T5000. That's crazy. Insane maniac. Right? Don't worry, I haven't lit this yet. But, yeah. So, back to where I was. So, yeah, the gang distribution channel, the largest one, is owned by 18th Street. Now, the major issue with a lot of the cartels is because uh, of what they've done, you know, they do run the distribution channels in America, but they've killed off. Look, that S class is nice, right? I'm gonna show you my E class in a minute. Uh, Actually, I might do that right now. Just take you out to the V. You think it's gonna? Well, yeah, can always be a good idea to do some shit like that, right? That's just kind of how it works, right? Uh, it's just. What up, Chi?
Other than that,
Same shit.
that's the thing. I'm not. That's the thing.
Let me see something.
I ain't trying to. That ain't the move. I'm trying to get him on some like. Never mind. So you understand.
Hey, listen, man. I got $5 right quick. Cash. I just need to roll me a blunt.
But the thing is, it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's funny.
This nigga.
the thing is
Mm.
they single stacks. I want
Got
doubles.
him?
But
No, they ain't single.
Nah, I know them doubles. But the thing is, that's why I'm like, yeah, them doubles.
Yeah, nah, I mean, that's definitely a good idea to do the copyright.
Yo.
Gang bang.
Oh, good looking.
You already know.
Appreciate it. Damn. Alright.
You cooking.
Fact. Appreciate it, Daddy. Alright, see, now that's black business now while I'm at it. Hold on. Let me see something. I'm at it. Y'all about to catch me rolling up before I roll up. Let me see if I got. Alright. This is the next step, y'all. Y'all always do this. While I'm at it, fellas. Alright. So, now I'm about to roll up. What's up, boss? So yeah, no, it's a great idea to trademark it if you're going to do something with it. Like, here's the thing: a lot of people copyright and trademark shit, but what's up, boss? It don't always make sense to. You know what I'm saying? So, damn, God just blessed the fuck out of me. Jesus Christ. My man just hooked that shit all the way up. Alright. Ooh, and this shit got purple hairs. Oh, these niggas got some official tissue. Okay. Okay. Damn, these niggas got like look like the best thing smoking in Connecticut right now. You see this purple? Oh shit. Okay, I got cause number 2. Yeah. Oh, oh. It says don't show it. Why not? It's legal, bro. Yeah, it's completely legal, man. Legalize it. It's actually better than this thing, right? It's completely legal. And now here's the thing, right? Because at the same time, even though I'm clowning on niggas for, doing they little drug shit, selling they drugs or whatever, I have to admit this, especially being a Wall Street nigga, right? So, like, I'll keep it all the way 1,000 with you. Obviously, like, cocaine is a rich man's drug, right? So, unless you playing in the arenas where, I'm in Connecticut, um, but unless you playing in the arenas where you making money, like you might not get exposed to sniffing cocaine, right? But when you make money, yeah. Like I used to, like I said, when I was working in real estate in East New York, man, niggas, he was making bread. One of the OGs, you know what I'm saying, introduced me to that powder life, right? Niggas fuck around, right? It is what it is, right? But it's a rich man's drug, because you got to remember, you paying $100 a gram, right? So imagine $100 a gram would be like buying a blunt, right? Like maybe like a dime sack, right? Is basically what a gram of cocaine is equal to, right? That's why when niggas sell cocaine, they make a lot of money. But think about the niggas that buy cocaine. So if niggas make a lot of money from selling cocaine, then the niggas that buy cocaine gotta have a hell of a lot more money, right? But so, but unfortunately, in the hood, because we have no real distribution channels and we have no mafioso or no connection, we think of it as maybe $100 sales is big shit, right? We looking at it as, oh, niggas is making, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I made $30,000 off of one transaction last month, my nigga. Do you think I'm worried about a fucking nickel bag? Like, nah. Right? But, you know what I'm saying? It's levels to this shit. Right? Um, that's all. Right? Again, niggas make that in 1 year. I made that in one transaction. So, like, I'm not bragging. I'm saying that not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Black men, we need to get into this field. Black men, we need to enter industries and take over industries. That's the only way Keisha gonna start listening to us. And that's the only way these crackers gonna take their knee off our neck. And back to the term cracker, come to find out the term cracker is not come from slavery where they were cracking the whips and beating our ass. So don't let them feed that into you. Cracker was a term used in Great Britain and England from the rich white people calling the poor whites crackers. So you continue to call them crackers crackers. Cracker ass cracker. Fuck it. Right? Yeah, you hear me say nigga too. So, yeah, I ain't gonna pull my tongue for nobody. You don't like it? Write a letter to the president. Basically meaning there's nothing you can do about it. You know, but such is life, right? Yeah, in Colorado, it's completely legal, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm an equal opportunity racist, right? I hate everybody. Yeah, I'm fucking hilarious, yo. I be on one sometimes. Why they hiding me? Yo, I guess y'all got that moderators, because I keep seeing comments hidden for review, and I'm like, yo, to be honest, as long as it's not some, like, porn bot, then we good. Alright? So. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm twisting up this jack. But it's so damn windy out. I may have to step inside right quick just to roll up. But I think, like I said, y'all, there's so many avenues for us as a people to come together to learn some shit. But like, it seems like we end up wanting to, or end up actually learning the shit too late. Like now, everybody crypto, crypto, crypto. But YouTube holds lots of emojis. Okay. I didn't know that star. I mean she. Hold up. It's so damn windy I can't roll my jack. I'm getting tight. You know what? I'm gonna turn it like this. I'll be right back, y'all. Alright. Yeah, this shit is official tissue. Yo, do you see that, son? Y'all gotta see that. Look. See? Pressure. That shit look like pressure. Underrated. Salute. Word. So we about to see what this smoking like. Word. Okay. Damn, this shit look official, official. I ain't even gonna hold you. Mmm. Watch your branding doing this live. I understand what you're saying, the branding. Um, yeah, I get what you mean, Sheet. I do need to be more conscious of my branding. I guess that is some of the issues with the with us as black men, right? We're not perfect. I didn't say I was perfect, but that's why we're working on it, right? That's why I say wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Yeah, this is a fat one, huh? So, ooh. Ooh. So yeah, again, guys, it's been brought to my attention, like I said, that too many of us want a participation trophy. Ooh, okay, and instead of actually putting in the grind work, right? There's levels to these things, right? We were talking the other day about the contract for Black America with Ice Cube, and again, they were mad at Joe Biden, and don't get me wrong, because I'm a Trump supporter, but they were mad at Joe Biden for fucking what? Not meeting with Ice Cube on the plan for Black America. 80% of it was already complete. So, and again, government name. So if we want, yeah, I said that yesterday on your channel, underrated. So again, government name. Fucking Fidel Castro didn't go for revolution saying, "My name is Cheesy Bread. Now give my people revolution." Did he? Now, yes, Cuban Missile Crisis, trade embargoes. Maybe if he did go in as Cheesy Bread and not get taken so serious, the last 50 years would have turned out a little different for Cuba. But the likelihood is that he wouldn't have been in control as he was, right? So at the end of the day, It's not even about the trade embargoes, etc. It's about the fact that he was in control. What do I mean? He was in control. Very much like what is it? Toussaint I can't think of the man's name who started the revolution in Haiti, right? So let's look at those types of things. Yo, so it's there's a serious balancing dance that has to be done for these things. Mm. Yeah. He said my skin is brown. It's semantics, man. It's funny because the the higher up one goes, I don't know. It's a strange dichotomy. That's the old soldier. He's like, I'm not even gonna take that route. That's all right. Too much energy expenditure. I see, buddy. So, you know, we as a whole, man, we can there's just so many different avenues that we can come together as a collective that would be best for us. Or not best for us, but advantageous. And it seems like as a people we're fighting to not be a monolith, when maybe we should allow ourselves to be a monolith to get what we need accomplished and then move forward. Well, yeah, underrated. We as brothers do have to do better. But one of those do betters is part of that is things like this, right? Like, I don't go live often, right? So maybe I can be part of the solution. Instead of me watching the content that I'm complaining about, oh, these guys are complaining about Keisha. Well, if I'm not watching the content of the guys complaining about Keisha because I'm busy doing things like doing lives of my own, hosting panels of my own, where, me and she can go talk and, me and Underrated can talk and me and Kay can talk about the fact that we're married men and we're married to powerful women and so on and so forth. Right? And then that's like a way we can actually springboard or catapult ourselves to doing better. Because otherwise, we're no better than the guys we're complaining about. Um, and just instead of complaining about Keisha, we're complaining about them complaining about Keisha. In essence, we're complaining for Keisha. I just grinding for better question. Who is who won it? Yeah, that is. I think in order to unite on a certain front, there has to be an agreement on our philosophy. Well, there's going to be a shit ton of philosophical differences, right? Like, let's look at Nazi Germany. There's a shit ton of philosophical differences. Do we mention the black Germans that we throw in internment camps and forced to fight in the war on our behalf? And then erase from history like they weren't branded in the Holocaust too and put in the ghettos? A little too sensitive of a topic, Zuckerberg? Oh, yeah. So there wasn't always the same philosophy, bro. But again, I don't know, man. It's this is really just like a venting springboard at the moment. Where I'm just kind of venting my emotions. But yeah, man, stuff like this is actually good because again, instead of me complaining about dudes complaining about Keisha, because that makes me no better than them, I do shit like this, go live, and we have these same topics. Yo, I'm having relationship issues. My bitch, da 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 da. Listen, it's time to man up, stand up like Judge Joe Brown, nigga. We do shit a certain way. If you don't like it, don't deal with it. Or continue to do your homosexuality. Either or. Right? But it's one or the other. You gonna go live later? Right? It is what it is. Right? So niggas is it niggas all been there. Niggas have been homosexuals before. Yo, what? I'm with Shorty Cuz. Oh, alright. Well, hey. Right? So, you know, shit's really true. So, yeah, but you out, bro? Alright, I'm a holler. If I'm still out here, I know you be. But, man, I don't mind you going live later on, bro. It's definitely appreciated. It's a lot of work we got to put in, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. You know, sharing this out, getting this information out of the brothers, because there's brothers who have the similar gripes. But what we can't do is we can't turn it into an echo chamber of, man, I'm tired of these guys complaining about these chicks, because then, you know, then we'll have a group of people complaining about us, complaining about the dudes, complaining about the chicks. Right? Oh, I'm tired of these dudes complaining about these dudes complaining about these chicks. So let's not turn this into a ginormous circle of nothing. Let's be the dudes who we tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of it. You tired of it. Let's do something about it. Let's start going live. Let's start putting out more content, even if it's just keeping your attention. Right? I'm not particularly doing anything, but I'm live. It helps my watch time. Right? You guys watching me helps my watch time hour, gets me closer to monetized, right? And it keeps you guys out of nonsense. It keeps your algorithm out of nonsense. So it ends up being an overall lucrative thing, right? And yeah, this game ain't gotta be expired. They got a date on it. Yeah, that's what he did. They missed the date and just left it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the share out. But you know, guys, it's a crazy thing to see happen like that. You know, that we as men aren't giving each other something to look up to. Right? The word, what's up, brother? I'm just doing a little rant at the moment. You know. Obviously, you know, we've got my favorite topic, insurance, but how do we ensure that we build, develop, and grow in all aspects, right? Appreciate it, Queena. So in all aspects, we have to start expanding our horizons and start doing things differently. You know, I mean, we've even in this space had a few people of note to just the space of the Black manosphere that have passed away. And yet in the vacuum, it seems like the only form of Hydra we have is the worst. You see, you cut the head off, two are supposed to form in its place. But it seems like with us, we're cutting the head off and just starting anew each time. So we're starting back from square one. So instead of just two heads growing back into space, we have to grow back from the beginning like baby Groot. I get with like-minded, like-hearted people, like Neely Fuller said, if I can't do something constructive with you, I stay away from you. Yeah. Mm, pretty much is the necessity. Um, unless you can be constructive or, sometimes people do have different uses. Sometimes they're there for entertainment. Um, you know, but such is life, right? Uh, but I don't know. Shit's crazy. Oh, yeah, I mean, we have to start figuring out kind of some ways we can. I don't know. There's got to be some shit we can do, guys. Like, shit just gets frustratingly difficult because, like I said, we don't have that network where we can lean on each other. So stuff becomes starting from square one everywhere, and then instead of coming together like conglomerately, and then maybe do something else, we can then create our own competition amongst ourselves. But I think what happens is we're all starting off as competition, right? As opposed to starting off as possible benefactors or friends. Give me 1 second. Bro, smoke? So, um, it's I don't know. It's a crazy, crazy thing. So, if we could have more of us could become like-minded, and that's why things like these lives are important. Things like the internet are actually a beautiful change, because now more like-minded people are able to connect to each other. Now, everybody would say, well, it's strange and it's odd to me. This should be supercharged if over 100 years someone like Marcus Garvey was able to, be in existence. But obviously, the more, things stay the same, the more they change, and vice versa. So things have definitely drastically changed. Instead of the days of Marcus Garvey, where there were only a few channels and things could get spread word about, hey, did you hear about that? And then it's all over the town, because that's all the town has to talk about. Because nobody else in the town is saying, hey, did you hear about? No, I didn't hear about, because I saw Taylor Swift tweet it. Did you hear about Taylor Swift's tweet? No, but what about Justin Bieber? Oh, Justin Bieber? Oh, yeah, nah, but what about Kamala Harris? She just tweeted too. So now there's so many different things pulling your attention. So yes, now you have to have that constant beat of flash, 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 the news, right? TV, the idiot box, the thing that was made so that advertisers could advertise to you and you'd pay for it. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. It's like a crapshoot. But yeah, guys, I think, we can build to something when we want to. And it's not that we're not building to something. I think it's just not moving as fast as we like it to. And when we start speeding up that process, we'll be a little happier. But that process is being sped up now through, again, internet spaces like this, right? It took a lot of us in. What's going on, brother?
This is my brother.
It took a lot of us in one mindset. Now we've congregated here. A lot of us came to the manosphere for one reason or another, right? I had came back to the manosphere because I was on YouTube in the past in the B1 sector, right? And in that sector, there was a bunch of nonsense going on. A lot of them are apparently also part of the beef sector, which is different subdivisions of Black YouTube, and it's I don't know, it's strange. It says I speak complimentary versus competition. Most don't know how to friendly compete when we compete with each other. It's more war games. It's like training, right? It's like sparring, right? So the word that's you're exactly on point with that, right? Um, Prime example. There's a guy on YouTube, Mike TV, aka Mr. Real Estate, came in the game going after everyone who was financial this, that, and the third. We got on the panel together. He was in the insurance field. I'm a little bit of a pro at this. I'm a little bit cocky when I get on with other people who say they're in this field because I know what I know. But when I reached to him, part of the cockiness, we have a very similar attitude on things, right? An approach. And I could feel it because he was like, oh, this guy's going to test me because he thinks I don't know what I know, but I know what I know. So we're speaking, and then it ended up turning beneficial. Where I was like, listen, man, get in touch with me. And, I'll drop some gems. And he was like, all right, cool, cool, cool. And then he went on to demolish a bunch of other people. That's my guy. Shout out to Mike TV. But ugh. It's definitely the word like you said, like a war games, right? It's how we're able to compete against each other one on one, and kind of exercise strategy, right? So that we know, hey, listen, if ABC XYZ, but if 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So you learn how to pivot and sway. Like I said, it's like boxing, right? Guys don't just go in the boxing ring and start punching at each other. They actually train, so they know, hey, listen, this guy has a tendency to go to the left and punch right. This guy likes to do this. So when he does like this, his whole face is open. So if you get ready to jab him right when he's going to throw that uppercut, you'll knock him down. Bow. Oh, now he's wide open because you just hit him here. Boom. Now you eat up his chest. He can't take the body shot, so eat up his chest and his stomach. Do, 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 do. Off. Now his breathing is different. Now with his breathing being different, he's gonna have a different cadence to his stance. So his swinging and punches and his dodging punches and everything is gonna be substantially different. So that changes things too, right? So all these little idiosyncrasies about boxing, that when you look at the finished product, it looks one way, but behind the scenes, it's a substantially different way, right? So that goes back to the 4 black men, right? Again, trying to create a competition on them. Never happened, so we shall see. We shall see. uh, because there's other situations where literally from this space itself, I've worked with a substantial amount of black men who are actually doing well financially. Like they've got houses, cars, some have wives and kids. Um, and I'm not talking about that they're mired in debt. Like they're stated to be said. A lot of these guys actually do have some finances about them. Um, One of the things though that I can tell you is um, a lot of these guys, just because they have money, they feel like that's it, and they're not taking pride in what they look like. Now, some people have the advantage of being able to do that because they have an aesthetic, um, or they have things like facial symmetry. For example, I have facial symmetry. All that means is that if you were to split my face in half, this side and this side would be pretty similar looking, right? So, or that's all symmetry is. And then if you cut my face in half this way, this side and this side are pretty even, right? So it's more about shapes, right? So with those shapes, you're looking at being symmetrical. Whereas without having that symmetry, you need to take a look at what you look like in your appearance. So sometimes you may need to groom. I know a lot of us like to grow the beard, and that's cool, but that's not always the best thing, right? Oh, drop my J. So sometimes that's not always the best thing, right? Um, is to not be groomed, right? Sometimes you do want to groom. It attracts a different attention to you. Rael, what's going on? Another thing guys will want to start doing, and this is something actually Kevin Samuels put us on, was our attire, right? So you do want to change the way you dress, right? You want to start going places looking presentable. So here's what I tell men, and this is of all ages, right? Lounging, t-shirts fine. But when you're going somewhere and you want to be the least bit presentable, it requires a collared shirt. It's just a sign of refinement, right? Me and Keeping It 100 were having a conversation, and he was explaining, yo, but a lot of dudes don't understand suit language. Something Kevin Samuels was talking about a lot, where they like to have the sleeves stick out. I like to have my sleeve damn near hang to my knuckle, right? But my tailor was like, not today's world. You don't wear that much sleeve. Okay, that's what he says. But I have the money for it, so I'm gonna have hanging out sleeves, right? That's kind of what it is. It's a sign of, hey, listen, trust me, I got the bread. That's why I got ABCXYZ, right? Um, so that's kind of what you know. Actually, I'm about to light the rest of this J. Fuck the bullshit. The cigarette ain't shit, right? Give me a second. It goes crazy. Huh?
What, we don't submit down.
Uh,
With the 10 on. This one pack of Newport.
huh?
This one pack of Newport.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you only got 8 left.
I might as well just do that, right? Shit.
I know you going to the festival.
What festival?
The Puerto Rican thing, man.
Oh, nigga, I don't worry about that shit.
The Puerto Rican parade, man. They doing the parade. That shit gonna be lit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on
It
business
started at
card.
1 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
I will definitely be there, brother.
I
I was
might
there
go
last
pass
year.
out
It
some
was
business
mad headaches,
cards.
man. I'm just tired. The drinking and getting fucked up. I go give me a bottle of tequila.
Damn, this
You
shit
give me
ain't.
a bottle of tequila.
Oh, word?
Yeah, get fucked up.
Hmm. That's all I got. Oh shit, you just dropped all the nugget.
What other nugget? This ain't nothing but a damn stick.
That's the whole door like that, brother.
You didn't say no thing. Look at this. Take this.
That's a dime, man. What you think? Dimes would be 0.5, man.
Just take with the stem off.
A
What this
dime is a
mean? This
point
a nick.
five.
Ain't no dime, man.
A dime is a 0.5.
This ain't no .5.
That is a point
Man,
five,
look,
bro.
you know I'm a dealer, so you know I know my
You
money.
know I'm a dealer.
Man, I sell weight, bro.
Okay, so then you should know what a point five
This ain't
look
no
like.
.5, man. I don't want this shit.
Hmm.
Little tiny ass nugget, man. Come on, man. Come roll a half a J. Killing me, man. Killing me. What's that? Break that down, man. Ain't gonna be no half.
Listen, you break this down, it's gonna be fluffy as shit.
Yeah, 1.5. I tell you what. If it ain't what you say it is, I'll give you 2 packs. But if it's not what you say it is, you gotta give me more.
Man, listen, you said you don't want it, man.
I tell you, I go get
Stop
that.
being wishy-washy. You done said you don't want it.
You know, I'm a triple OG, but you know I know.
Me too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, baby.
I love my dog.
So yeah, man, and shit. With the attire, sometimes you have to present different looks. Um, what's going on, boss? All right. So you need to present different looks. So things like a collared shirt go a very long way. Why does a collared shirt go a very long way? It's a different presentation and it's a different form of seriousness. It's a different form of refinery. Um, so, with that refinery, what's going on, brother? With that refinery, you can reach different levels, or you've reached different levels. Again, just like I said, when you're talking about certain levels of shit, you have to have been there to know, right? That's why I'm mentioning shit like the Yakuza and the Triad. Your average nigga has no clue who the Yakuza or the Triad is. You know what I'm saying? What's today? Saturday? See what my wife wants to do. We may go to well, apparently there's a Puerto Rican Day parade, so I am going to go get some business cards and pass them out. That is what I am going to do. Yeah. Why am I going to pass out business cards? Because shit, it's an event, right? So why not go to it? Hey, what's up, young man? So, you know, at what point is this shit prospecting is prospecting, baby? You gotta go after it, go, right? One form of fashion, right? Damn, I'm all tied up now. That's crazy. Hey, Tammy. Right. All right, how y'all doing? Okay, I can't complain. So we have to. I don't know. We gotta infiltrate, inculcate, implicate, confiscate, congregate, emulate something. But the main thing is we have to have a rite of passage. um, because if there is no actual ritual for a rite of passage, uh, we're gonna have a very difficult oh, future. And we have, like I said, and you know what? Shout out to Rael. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, because this is one of the things, one of the gripes he's had as well, and a lot of other brothers. Like I said, we do have, the Keisha panels, and then we have the why is this guy crying about Keisha panels? But then we have things of substance like the Black Brain Trust was having. Hi, Rebecca. I'm doing well. Like the Black Brain Trust was having, talking about the Booker T. Washington situation, or not situation, but the history behind Booker T. Washington. And then um, things like, oh, congratulations. Yeah, good job, Rebecca. Congratulations on the engagement. When's the big date? Did you guys? Well, I don't. That's the thing. You might not have set a date yet, but weddings are fun. They are a lot of stress when planning them, but they're fun. Now, these are actually ADH wealth solutions I can give you. So, one financial solution that I would give you would be, in terms of getting married, it's best to start by August 28th. Okay. So, believe it or not, if I were you, I would just have a small wedding, right? Like at a reception hall. From there, I'll clean my car up. From there, I would like use the money that you would spend on the wedding on something like a house or something like that. Hold on. I didn't even close my. Oh no, that's closed. Turn on the light, right quick. I put this camera in. All right, there we go. Oh, now it's squeezing the volume. All right, cool. So I'm just putting some stuff away in the car real quick. Yeah, I gotta clean this bitch out already. I am a messy dude, huh? And bring. Oh, you know what? That's what I'll do. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, mama. You know what? I think since I'm at it, I'll go do that. In fact, I'll take y'all on a ride with me real quick. I'm about to go to my mother's house. uh, Now because my wife got her. Might as well bring them to her. And then come back for her after, right? Oh, you're getting it done in Orlando. Okay. So now here's the thing. Like I said, instead of spending a bunch of money on the wedding, spend that money. I know the wedding day seems amazing and everything. We spent almost 30 grand on my wedding. Right? And I wish we didn't. Right? I would have preferred to have spent the 30 grand on this Benz, because that wedding was more enjoyment for the other people than for me. Give me 1 second, y'all. So, oh fuck, come on, come on, come on, the bus is coming. This one's coming, so. So yeah, getting married is a great thing, but you definitely, really, 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 probably want to save that money again for things like down payment on a house. Oh, you have a baby on the way. Congratulations again. Yeah, so do stuff like this. Get life insurance on you and your husband now. And you also need to 15 days at 2 weeks after the baby is born, you're going to start a life insurance policy, a whole life policy, not this Gerber grow up plan. Get a whole life policy, pay at least $100 a month into the kid's policy, and that's going to be their college fund. Okay? I know it seems crazy now, but I promise you, you can put $100 a month away for 10 years, and then by the time your kid is 10, you'll have a good amount of money there that you can use for anything. If they want to start a business, if they want to buy a car, if they want to buy a house, whatever. So, consider that. Uh, because that's kind of cool. You know? But again, yeah, so the marriage, like I said, save that money to do other things. Things that, because the wedding is out that day. The wedding is about the marriage, right? The marriage is about every day after the wedding. So the wedding is just a celebration for the people around you to celebrate the fact that you are being a wedding. His name is Jackson Towns. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. So it's I'll lower this. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to see if I can stay on screen with y'all. There we go. Mm-mm. Put my wallet in my pocket now. But yeah, so like I was saying, the whole marriage thing is a great thing to do. But don't spend a lot of money on your wedding. You really want to spend that bulk of that money on something practical, even if it's a set of pots and pans for the house, right? Items for the house. Because what happens is when you go to the registry, you go for all this expensive fancy shit and, hope people buy you the expensive fancy shit. And that's cool, right? But the reality of it is you need to get that stuff on your own. You need to acquire that stuff on your own. And it's probably better that you will get that stuff on your own, because then you'll actually get the one that you want. Because people will buy you the substitute. They'll be like, oh, this particular brand, particular thing of this particular brand wasn't available, but they had an egg pan. Well, an egg pan isn't a saute pan. A saute pan, I can cook more things than just some scrambled eggs, right? So, but the egg pan was only $40, while the saute pan was $140, right? Is this going to yield? Okay. Because sometimes people be going slow on these here highways and byways. I don't even know if my mother's home. I should have called her, but it's alright. It's only a 10-minute drive. Right, though I gotta get gas. Well, not really. I'm at 3/4 of a tank, but I like to keep my shit on full. right, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna go hang out with my mother, y'all. I'm sorry, I just got real silent driving real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, white bass, work in progress, every day in success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.